Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Perillo, and I'm wearing something that is very yellow and black because Jedi came up to me today, and she handed me this shirt with the Stormtrooper on it and the overshirt. She said, "Here, wear this." Hey, what's up? I was telling everybody that. What'd you spell? What is it? Perillo. Good job. Jedi's got these little. It's like a pool noodle cut up that my mom made for her, so now she can spell things.
1 second.
Okay. Go spell something. Go spell something. Yeah, go spell something. So they're entertained. Dad is watching Supergirl, Stargirl. I don't know. I've lost track. He's into the Supergirl and the Stargirl show. And then we are going to be eating Impossible Burgers tonight. That is the plan. I'm going to be just me flying solo, printing this. Now this is going to be a surprise. I hope it works. I'm hesitant to say that it will work, but I believe it will work given all the materials that I have or might need. It's a refrigerator. So this is the back part. I'll be printing the doors tomorrow and then assembling. I believe the hinge just needs like a string of filament. And it didn't really say the gauge, so I assume it's like 1.75. So the 1.75 millimeter gauge to string through. I read through it a few times and it did not clarify. So I'm really hoping that it does work. So the doors, so there will be a place, because Jedi's got all these miniatures, right? So I'm going to make the fridge, do the doors, and then I've got a couple other things that I may want to be using for this. Now this filament is white, but it's also kind of translucent white. It was really designed for lithophanes more than anything else, but I decided to just use it. It's kind of this milky white because I had already printed something for that she's been using in her dollhouse in this same filament color, so I figured, okay, it would match. It's not incredibly tall, but you know, these are really small miniatures as well, so I'm not expecting that she's going to need a whole lot of space for it. The doors hopefully will turn out okay as well. I'm not sure the handles themselves are going to be done in a different filament color because the way that they have to be printed, because they have shelves, I have to use supports, and I couldn't get the supports to work the way I wanted to, so I had to rotate the door on its side. Suffice it to say, the door will be printed tomorrow. This is the base units, the base part, and I did this part if only to ensure that the gauge for where I'm going to be sliding the filament through is going to be accommodated, readily. So theoretically, within a day or two, Jedi's going to have a fridge because she's got all the miniatures for. What the hell was that? I do have a cereal. I could not break out a big cereal today, unfortunately. Do I still have Canuck Crunch? I don't think I've eaten Canuck Crunch yet. I don't think I have. Have I? Okay, well, that's one that should be down there still. This is another one of the items that Liz sent. A little tiny box of corn pops. I do not have milk. I do not have a bowl. Because if the moment I do, then Jedi's aware and whole thing. So I may just, as I said, be moving to doing cereal on Saturday evenings. Unless I can figure out something else to do. But this is as many corn pops as I get. In a little box, little teeny box. We have tiny cereal boxes though right now, so I'm not too worried about holding that for Jedi. These are great. I have had them before. Not the Canadian variety. They are vegan. And this is like my appetizer. The corn pops I remember were shaped differently. These look like an odd shape to me. Taste about the same. Yeah, the corn pops I remember were more oval shaped. I mean, it's a fun dry snack. I wouldn't have been able to get much milk in there, so it's like it wasn't worth the effort. I like them. Kind of wish that I had the American corn pops now to compare, because these are different, Liz. I'm telling you, the American corn pops are shaped differently. I don't know if they taste different. They taste good. I gotta be careful, because if Jedi comes up here, I'll be like, yes, what? And that's the problem with eating a crunchy food. Mark missed last night's stream entirely. No worries, dude. It was a pretty quick stream. I'm going to be streaming shorter times. I mean, of course, I'm here and hanging out and doing everything that I plan on doing with y'all. It's just my parents are here, so if they're over and we're doing things, I'll be cutting early. So thank you for the patience. I really don't have anything interesting to show off. It is a Sunday evening. That said, last night, late at night, I'm like, all right, what's on, right? Flipping through, pretty much caught up, hit Netflix. Netflix has a new Bob Ross special, a new Bob Ross movie. And I was like, okay, no, I remember watching Bob Ross. I mean, I'm not an artist at all, but I remember kind of being captivated. I'm like, wow, this guy's really good. Like, he had a good vibe, a good energy. And so, the title of this Netflix series, something like Bob Ross, the horrible truth, or, the dark, it was basically like, the good and the ugly, or whatever it was. I'm like, something like that. I can't even remember the title. I'm not going to spoil it, necessarily. I will say that you need to watch it. If you know anything about Bob Ross, you need to watch this Netflix special. Because I got to the end of it, and I was pissed. And in fact, I'm not joking. Yeah, I got to see this. This is rare for me. This is very rare for me. Let me show you. So, as I said, I tweeted last night after watching it. Now look at the engagement. Look at the engagement on this tweet. This one tweet. Look at the engagement. Sorry if it's like too low there. 72 retweets, 33 quote tweets. I don't know how many replies. And 1,100 likes, which is huge for me. So the funny thing is like I watched it, I tweeted it, I literally went, I'm pissed. Then went to bed, right? Didn't think about it. Woke up this morning, checked my Twitter notifications. Boom! I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, apparently, a lot of other people are pissed off too. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Kurt Grosser. Bob Ross, Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed. Melissa McCarthy and her husband produced it. Wow, it was done very well. I was impressed with it. So there are two Bob Ross documentaries. This one, which I think is closer to the truth, and another one, which I believe is fueled with propaganda. So, suffice it to say, there's a lot going on with Bob Ross's legacy that a lot of people aren't aware of. And that's what pissed me off. That really pissed me off. I don't want to ruin it, though. I don't want to spoil it. I want to give you a chance to see it. It's worth a watch. Suffice it to say, it's absolutely worth a watch. It was a good documentary. And while you didn't really get to see two full sides of the story, what was surfaced is an inference of why you didn't hear the rest of the story. Like, it just underscores the validity of the story that was told by way of this documentary. So I was careful about that, in reserving judgment. I'm like, but it's just not right. There's something about it that's just, it did not sit well with me at all. So, that's my recommendation tonight. If you're looking for something to watch, or the next time you're looking for something to watch it. It's worth it. There is a Bob Ross Twitch channel. I haven't tuned into it, but now I'm kind of not wanting to tune into it. Just like, as much as you've seen, I don't want to ruin it, but as much as you've seen Bob Ross products out there, my recommendation is, you gotta decide for yourself, but I see them differently now. I wouldn't necessarily say that would be the way to keep his memory alive. The way to keep his memory alive is to paint. So not to ruin it, but Bob is pretty much seemingly, and this is from characters that were surrounded by him, or people who were surrounded by him, not characters, but the cast of characters, right? Bob was very much the same person that we saw on TV. That was him. So that, a lot of people, when I tweeted it, I was ambiguous for a reason. Like, what happened? What happened, right? I honestly did not think it was. I thought, okay, maybe a couple people, but whoever retweeted it first must have been the right person seeing it at the right time. Unfollowing the Bob Ross channel now, I would recommend it. The fact that BRI refused to participate is extremely telling. That's what I'm saying. There's a propaganda documentary as well. But yeah, I would definitely give it a watch and consider a different way of supporting his legacy. Paint. You don't need to buy a Bob Ross t-shirt to support his legacy. Paint. That's his legacy. And I hope that justice comes swiftly. And justice would be effectively passing the value of the name and estate to people who would be their birthright. I mean, these franchises literally just press play on his content and make big money. Like you said, Bob and his art was so easy to work and natural. It was. Zach Rutledge wanted to create a Bob Ross documentary a few years ago and stopped with a possible lawsuit. He was talking about it last night, a couple of nights ago. Wow. Yeah, it's a thing. Painting isn't as hard. I mean, Bob can make it look easy, and if you just follow the techniques, right, you can make art. And it doesn't matter if what you do sucks. I think his legacy is that you did it, and you tried to do it. That's his legacy. So, don't just get a bumper sticker, right? Don't just get mints, don't get that. I understand if you're a fan of Bob, that's fine. The problem is that Bob is not BRI at all. Bob is gone. And I kind of wondered, like, the mystery behind all that. I'm like, I figured it'd be a much bigger deal than it was. And now I know why it wasn't. It's just like, oh my God. Oh my God, this is horrible. Oh, I was so pissed. I was so pissed I had to tweet about it. That was the bottom line. So it was interesting that it resonated, and I'm glad that the people saw it on Twitter, right? If only to bring more awareness for the documentary. I think more and more people are going to be talking about it. I really do. I think this is just the beginning of it. You're going to see how there's going to be. This is not going to turn out well for some of the people involved. That's my feeling. At all. And I wouldn't consider myself a Bob Ross fan, but I did watch it. I did watch him paint. I'm like, God, that is just so amazing. Like, oh my God. And if I would have applied myself, I feel I could have done maybe not the same level, but I would have been able to do better when I went to paint than I would have otherwise. So yeah, it was just very, very fascinating. Worth a watch all the way through. Compelling. Well done. Well covered for as much as it could have been covered. I'm not a movie reviewer. I'm very aware of documentaries. They can be done and they can be slanted. They can very easily tell one side of the story and paint the picture, so to speak, one way. But I don't know. Yeah, I understand that, but that, again, the way that one side of this played out is the reason why there was a problem in the first place. I mean, it's very hinky. It didn't leave me with a very good feeling. I feel angry. I feel angry, and I think other people do as well, because I think his impact, his legacy, was more than just t-shirts and mugs. And honestly, I mean, I've seen the Bob Ross stuff just kind of explode, like, just recently. Like, why is Bob Ross this and Bob Ross that and Bob Ross this? I'm like, okay, cool, all right. Well, he did make an impact. You don't see it, but it's all merch, right? And you see the old Joy of Painting. You don't see any new stuff really that's been produced in his name like that. And or at least it hadn't hit my radar. Maybe it's just a cultural phenomenon. And then I kind of learned a little more as to why, right? And so that just really is going to bring. I'm going to get angry now every time I see like a Bob Ross bumper sticker. And the person who has that Bob Ross bumper sticker may not know the full story. They just remember the man that loved doing what he did and inspiring others. Let me put it this way. So it would be like me dying and Jedi not having anything that I built or my name, or be able to use my name or carry on a legacy that she might have wanted to carry on in my name. So it was really it was an eye-opener. Thank you, Lemnine? Not sure if I said the right way. Bob Ross merch. Yes. Bob Ross didn't do anything. The new documentary on Netflix, basically, Lemnian. Thank you, Lemnian. Of course it's Lemnian. How did I not read it that way? The new Netflix documentary that must have just been released that I watched last night that really pissed me off. Bob seemingly was a nice guy. Don't know him, wouldn't know him, but everything he seemingly did was in good nature, in good faith, and certain people around him had, I think, ulterior motives and still do. I think they're dancing on his corpse. That's the story that's been painted. So yeah, that was kind of a wake-up call watching that. I recommend it wholeheartedly. I also recommend the Canadian Cocoa Puffs, or not Cocoa Puffs, Corn Puffs. They were good, tasty, crunchy, flavorful, but it's been years since I've had American Corn Puffs, shaped differently than the Canadian Corn Puffs. Will the documentary generate a lawsuit? Well, Mark, I'm not going to spoil it. You got to watch it. Certain parties are litigious. I'm concerned. I just concerned about, like, his legacy. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Corn Pops are gone too. They are. I ate them all. Unless you mean they're gone forever. Yeah. So hopefully this fridge turns out. This is the thing that I've done today is basically I'm printing a fridge. I look familiar. If I'm familiar, it could be because of this. There you go. There's the 2 YouTube channels. Hey, Paxi Prime. Hey, TC
Jamie just gifted 1 subs.
Very nice. Very nice. That's very kind of you, TC Jamie. Thank you very, very much. Very kind of you. So, yeah. There's not really much else that's going on. I've got, for today, I'm going to open, I don't think I've opened one of these yet. I'm going to open a Luke Hoth.
Paceless shared X100. May the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you. We already got a screenshot of this, so don't worry about that. Okay, go ahead and open this. Not much going on tonight, which is fine by me. I will take a slow Sunday night rather than a fast-paced Sunday night. Did I miss the Chris Mercer report, man? What rant? What's the Mercer report? I don't even know that. What is that? Explain it to me. Tell me, what's going on with that? Ow. Didn't really rant. I was just explaining my perspectives. Oh, a Canadian thing? Yeah, that's why yeah, sorry. We got a Luke. Alright, this is a nice Luke. I'm gonna put the, put this on him, though. How do I get this? I think I'm gonna have to... Can I get that on his face? I'm gonna have to pop his head off. Gonna have to pop his head off. Gonna pop off. There we go. Got his head popped off. Got it popped off. Getting the scarf wrapped around. Just like so. There we go. And he's got a weapon and his lightsaber ready to fight the Wampa. Or cut into a Tauntaun if you're Han Solo. There we go. Ow, 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 ow. By the way, the flaxseed test has been going very well. Like, I think the flaxseed has fixed my problem indefinitely. So I'm thrilled to report that. Because I'm peeing very well. My prostate is happy with it. Flaxseed for the win. So now I gotta make sure I have plenty of it. So here we go. We got a Luke ready to face a Wampa. Here we go. There's the Luke. Gotta get Luke. Yeah, gotta get Luke. Here's the Luke. Yay. Man, this is nice. I mean, for a Luke, this is about the best one I've ever seen. Although, getting this over the helmet is going to be a bit of a challenge because it's not wanting to stay in place. Oops. Sorry, Luke. Didn't mean to drop you. He's good, though. He's good. Sometimes when these accessories come the way they do, they don't fit perfectly. Mom's walking Jedi around the house and having her spell things, which is great. She needs that kind of stuff. I love that. I love that Mom's helping. It's very helpful. Yay, Luke. Okay, so Luke, you're going to go... Ooh, I got to pull the other lightsaber hilt out before that accidentally gets tossed in the trash. It is out. We're going to put you there and there. It is 6:30. So about a half hour before the new YouTube video drops. If you've not yet watched the YouTube short, pop over to the Chris Pirillo YouTube channel. And then get ready to pop over to the Chris Pirillo Advice YouTube channel for the one that's going to drop at 7 p.m. He even has peg holes in his feet. Oh, true. That's true. I mean, they all do. To be fair, all the Star Wars figures, or at least the vintage collection, I guess Black Series do too, have the pegs, or the peg holes. So, wow. This is good. Except, I don't like how do I get the mask to fit on better than this? How do I do that? How does it how does it work? Thank you, Eclipse Empire. I'm gonna try something. Oops. As I popped his head off again. Okay. There's a place to stick the hood in his neck. But for some reason, I can't actually get this to stick in there just right. Wow, what hot nose certificate URL shortener was that mess? The advice URL? Oh, that's YouTube. It's not a shortener. YouTube, I don't have a custom channel name because I don't have 2,000. You have to have 2,000 subscribers on a channel in order to get a channel name. You have to have, like, I think 10,000 in order to monetize. Like, there are certain restrictions. So I've got to grow it, the new channel, all over again. It shouldn't be giving cert issues. That's YouTube. Oh, advice.chrisperillo.com is probably getting cert issues because it's a redirect from the DNS registrar. I'm not even sure what I would need to adjust on it, but I'm not going to mess with it right now. Yeah. This is it's always gonna fall off, but I'd rather have the figure with the mask on than not. Do you get issues with advice.perillo.com? Well, that doesn't even work, I don't think. It's not YouTube. Yeah, I already know, Mark. I already know. That's one of the reasons I'm not using that shortener. Just use the direct, like I said before, use the direct YouTube link because people know what YouTube is. I'm not gonna mess with shorteners right now. That's why, because I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to mess with it. Don't want to mess with it. Still don't want to mess with it. Just don't. Not worth the trouble. It's easier just to point people to YouTube. I'll wait. Until then, everyone has to deal with an ugly YouTube URL. But I knew that was gonna happen because now there's like redirects with HTTPS versus HTTP. Getting it all to go the way it needs to go is not cut and dry.
Aveline French just resubscribed for 6 months. Hey Chris, how are you?
I am doing well, Aveline. I hope you are doing well. Hey Studley Ham, are a 301 permanent redirect. It's possible it could do that. I could try that. Fuko. DNS getting you down. I wouldn't say getting me down. But the advice you were asking for advice, Avaline, and I'm processing it. I've got a few ideas to respond. It may even be tonight's advice that I'm going to be laying down. So, if you give me a tiny bit, we're about to do it because, like I said, I've got family over. Let's go ahead and try this here. Okay. Avaline's got a good one. Another good one. Missed an epic hype train on DB Slim Mango. Oh man, I've been like, I've got like no spare cycles right now. If I'm not doing one thing, I'm doing something else, and if I'm not doing that, I'm doing yet another thing. Do I like Eminem as a rapper? I'm ambivalent. It's okay. It's fine. I'm entertained by him, but no more or no less than by others. If that's anything for you. All right. Give me a minute. I need to... Oh, that was a 12-minute. Grid view. I'm not going to go for a grid view right now. I'll go for an advice view. There's nothing that we've got here that necessitates a grid view tonight. Shirt looks warm, says Biznot. 109. Whoa, that's hot. It's pretty cool here. Jedi wanted me to wear it. I'm like, it's more of an autumn shirt, but I'm like, fine. I'm gonna be around the house mostly. It's been like, it was upper 70s today. A little warm for a flannel. But it's gonna be in the 70s for the next week or so, or in the 60s. So perfect flannel weather. I probably need to get more flannel, which is something that I can do at Value Village. Next time there's like a good sale, I'll just go in there and like, grab go and see, oh, what kind of flannel do they have? Oh, that looks kind of fun. Oh, I could wear that. Because I only have like, well, this is a flannel. I don't have a lot of other flannel anymore. I got rid of some of them because I just wore them out. And then I was wearing hoodies. There's at least one flannel pattern, checker pattern Star Wars shirt I don't have. But that's another one I have. Yeah, I like flannel. It's a thing. I don't go out and get it all the time, so I'll wait until, like I said, I get a gift certificate, not a certificate, but like, hey, 50% off clothing or whatever, and then I go in. I'm like, all right, let me find, 4 or 5 good ones, and I'll be set for a while. You must go now. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate you spending a little time with us tonight and every night. Thank you, even though your PC is broken down, for participating in Anyone Seen Chris. You've got competition though, Edward. Fix 'em Dude is starting to give you stiff competition, Edward. Fix 'em Dude can Photoshop. He's got some good ones. Ryan Pearson, aka Daily Pone, has also had a couple of good ones. It's true. Very, very, very true. Very true. Oh, you thought Chris actually followed you on Twitter? What, do you tweet Star Wars stuff or Expanse? That's the factor. That's the line for me. That's where I draw the line. You tweet what... Hey, you do it. Hey, that's what I'm saying. You tweet whatever you like. I'm not telling you what to tweet. I'm not. Don't look at me. I wouldn't tell anybody what to tweet. Far be it from me. It's not my jam. We've got about 20 minutes before the new advice YouTube video drops. We are friends. Are we friends? Are we? I connect with people on Discord more than I connect with them on Twitter. Let's go ahead and flip over to the advice view, because I would like to begin to lay this down, because Avaline is here, and it would be respectful for me to answer her question as she was here. Where is it? Let me give it another run through. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Hello. Oh crap. I forgot. I gotta set my crusty timer. That's what I'm calling it. The crusty timer. Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Perillo, and I'm an expert in being myself. I love sharing my advice, my perspectives, experiences, thoughts, ideas, opinions with you, the community that cares enough to listen. I appreciate it. Thank you again for liking, for commenting, asking for advice, watching the videos in totality, possibly even sharing them. I really do appreciate it. But of course, if anything that I say doesn't quite fit your world, then I need to say that better. Sorry. I gotta figure out another. How do I say? I just say one size does not fit all, right? For these opinions, one size does not fit all. You may disagree, something like that. I gotta come up with some a saying, and I haven't done it yet. Let me try it again. Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Perillo, and I'm an expert in being myself. I love sharing my opinions, thoughts, ideas, perspectives, advice, experiences with you, if you're happening to listen, if you happen to be listening. A lot of false starts tonight. I gotta whip through it. Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Perillo, and I'm an expert in being myself. I love sharing my thoughts, perspectives, opinions, ideas, experience, advice with you, if you happen to be one who appreciates listening. Thanks again for liking, for commenting, possibly even asking for my advice, because I prefer to elevate the questions asked by you from the community. These questions are important to me because then I can give you exactly what it is that you want from me. But one size definitely does not fit all, so you may disagree with my opinion, or you may have something else to add. Feel free, because I'm going to tell you, I don't know everything, but there are a few things that I do know, and I love talking about the things that I know. Aveline French, a longtime supporter of mine, asked a question, and I believe asking this question, intending for it to be a public answer. Hi, Chris. Have a question that relates to today's advice video, but in the opposite direction. And you might remember watching the video that I did answering an earlier question that she asked about burnout. Working for a company or institution does give great discipline and knowledge. Oh, so this may have been about other advice that I gave. She's been watching. But I don't think, she continues, in today's world that you are guaranteed security, as we have seen that many people lost their jobs, and for a year people were living on half their salaries where I am from. If you have always worked in an institution and you have never given yourself a chance to be an entrepreneur, do you think one should at least give it a try if they have enough passion to venture out on their own? And if yes, then what are the key points one should know before stepping out to be an entrepreneur? Aveline, this is a fantastic question. I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years. I didn't know I was an entrepreneur. I wasn't told I was an entrepreneur. I fell into it. I intuited that there was a need that needed to be filled in the market, and there was. And so I filled that need. And from there, my career blossomed. It went 13 different directions, but it was largely because I saw a YouTube notification coming in that I set because a new YouTube video has been published from me. So thanks again for liking, commenting, and all that. So I love giving entrepreneurial advice. I'll probably be giving a lot of specific entrepreneurial advice in the coming years if you haven't already heard me give it in the past. There are a few things that I'd like to hit on this. One, if you have been thinking about it, keep thinking about it. Don't psych yourself out. Don't think that you have to have taken all these classes and studied and have, a master's and all this. You don't. I didn't, and I still figured it out. Entrepreneurs in many ways are still figuring things out. You don't know everything, especially when you start. You will gain experience. So that's why I'm telling you, I started from a position of not even knowing what the hell was going on. I had to figure that out as I went along. And for the most part, I'm still figuring things out as I go along because the market has changed, right? And I have to change with it. You've got to adapt with the market. But don't psych yourself out. Don't feel like it's this heavy toll, because if anything, as an entrepreneur, you have an opportunity to unlock different parts of yourself that you didn't realize were lying in wait. There are many things that you could do to better ensure a successful transition to being an entrepreneur. One of the things I might recommend would be don't quit your job immediately. you may have to have what they call a side hustle, although I hate that word. I mean, the word itself is fine, but people use, you know what, I'm going to do this video again because these notifications are driving me nuts. And I'm not going to have these things annoy me. Sorry, I'll do this again. Avaline, I hope I'm going down the right path. Y'all get to see things that happen behind the scenes. This is what happens behind the scenes for a video. Sometimes I do it like 3 or 4 times. Here we go. Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Perillo, and I'm an expert in being myself. I love sharing my advice, my experience, my perspectives, opinions, thoughts, ideas, everything with you, so long as you care to listen. Thanks again for liking, commenting, asking for my advice, because I prefer to answer the questions asked by you, my community. You're the ones who are actually paying attention, so I've got to give you my attention. But one size does not fit all, so if you have got a different opinion or a different perspective, feel free to let me know or share it with the rest of the community, because, that might expand my ideas and thoughts and experiences. Today's question comes in from Avaline French, a longtime supporter, and she's already asked a couple of questions. There's no limitation, by the way, on asking me questions. Hi, Chris. I have a question that relates to today's advice video, but in the opposite direction. It was in relation to, I believe, talking about burnout, but may have been in relation to working for yourself versus working for a company. She understands that working for a company does give you discipline and knowledge, but, she adds, she doesn't think in today's world that you're guaranteed security, as we have seen that many people lost their jobs and for a year people were living on half their salaries, where she happens to be from. If you've always worked in an institution or a company or a business, and you've never given yourself a chance to be an entrepreneur, do you think one should at least give it a try if they have enough passion to venture out on their own? And if yes, then what are the key points one should know before stepping out to be an entrepreneur? If you have the inclination, I'm an entrepreneur. I've been one for 25 years. I didn't know I was one before I became one. But if you have the inclination, keep pursuing it. Don't let a voice inside your head or a voice outside your head, someone tell you that you can't do it. Listen to the voice that's telling you, I've got an inclination that this might be possible. Follow that voice and where it leads. Because I didn't know I was an entrepreneur. I found out after I became one. Didn't think that was the thing I was going to do. Because I thought I had to have degrees and study and have all this experience before I began pursuing Locker Gnome as a business and figuring it out in the beginning days of a commercially viable internet. It worked. Here I am, 25 years later, still having fun, maybe doing things slightly different. I needed to find something else to do with my time because I needed a different level of fulfillment for my particular career, which has had many offshoots. But you got to do it. If you believe it's in you, you owe it to yourself to do it. And it's going to be a challenge, certainly. But the good news is you can do it. And you don't have to follow anybody's path but your own. And it's the same thing with anybody's career, right? Whether it's you're going independent or not. So there's no perfect way to do what it is you're looking to do. There are many ways to likely do the thing that you're looking to do. But the only way of knowing what's going to work for you or what isn't is doing it, okay? I'm not going to fill your head with all my entrepreneurial tips right now. I've got a lot of entrepreneurially related ideas and thoughts that I could share with you, and in terms of how to actually grow as an entrepreneur, things you might need to consider. And I'll probably be giving that advice over the coming years, because I've given it before, if I haven't already done a video that you've watched on it. Another thing that you may want to consider, and this is not, this is not comprehensive. Anybody else got any entrepreneur tips, they can drop them in the comments. Have a backup plan before you start, going down the path of independence, because there are many things that can go wrong. There are probably just as many things that could go wrong as an entrepreneur, if not more, because you are the judge, jury, and executioner. Like, you're everything. Like, you got nobody potentially working with you or for you at the beginning, making it more difficult, because you got to take on a lot more stress, different stress, than you do when you're working inside a traditional company. There are stresses, certainly, in a traditional environment, but you've got to have a backup plan, which I'd recommend even if you work for a company, but knowing what you're going to do. If you don't achieve this particular goal at this particular date, then you're going to do this. There's the fail safe, right? Because that way you haven't backed yourself into a corner if you decided to take this path. And I say that because many people who do decide to take that path, they may experience initial success. Like, oh my God, I did this. I posted a video to YouTube and I got 1 million views. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to become a full-time YouTuber. Yeah. Ooh. Slow down, buckaroo. It could just be temporary. Like one video is not going to make a career. One sale is not going to do it for you. You know, for you to achieve any degree of stability as an entrepreneur, you have to have at least 3 solid legs to stand on, not 1. So, you know, have a backup plan ready to go or start formulating. Even if you don't have it, know that you need one before you're able to pursue that path of independence. In conjunction with that, you're working for somebody right now. Moonlighting is probably the wrong word, but the term that's used nowadays is side hustle. I don't like that word because it implies that you always need to be working. I don't think that's practical. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think hustle is the right word to use either when it comes to pursuing your passions and dreams. You have to work for it, but that doesn't mean you have to burn out while you're working for it, right? That doesn't mean you have to lose every other aspect of your life that you might enjoy just so you could fulfill a particular goal of going independent. So, if you have the opportunity to create a business separately, sell things, if that's what you're deciding to do, make things, if that's what you're deciding to do, and you have that option, I would exercise that. Again, you can't take away from the time that you've already dedicated to your job because that would not be fair to your job, to your coworkers, to the business. It would basically be kind of I don't know how you would be set up because everyone's got a different job, and I don't want to know, you know, a terrible amount of details here or from anybody. Just know that you've got that job to do. But in your spare time, that's when you start back building. That's where you start testing what works. What do I enjoy? What do I want to keep doing? What are people encouraging me to do more of? That's what I need to do. But you can't not easily jump from one to the other without fully establishing that you've got a viable path to profitability, not just generating revenue, but covering your base. You can't do it otherwise. Now, you could go out and you can get loans, you could find investors, you can do all that. I wouldn't go down that path. Everyone's got a different path that they're going to follow, but I'm a big fan of being independent. In fact, people who have taken funding will tell you more often than not, if you have an option, do it yourself, because then you're not beholden to anybody but yourself. But it will take work, and it will take time, and it will take a nest egg. So make sure you have enough built up so that when you make that transfer, you've got enough runway so that if things don't work out the way you expect, you know you're not backed into a corner and you have other options. And one of those options may very well be going into a traditional job or finding a completely different career. Just know what that's going to be. Understand that you're coming upon entrepreneurship at an amazing time in history. And I felt the beginning of this with the inception of the internet. That's when I got started, because I saw so much promise and potential in being able to share my passions and ideas and thoughts with the rest of the world before the rest of the world knew that was even a thing that you could do, right? This predates blogging, right? It's that old. So in many ways, kind of the idea of what I did predated the web, or came along right at the same time. So when you're doing something now, there's so many resources that you can tap into that can help you do what you want to do even better. And I don't just mean researching to see what other people are doing who might be like you, or a path that you might take that would be a lot like theirs. You could mirror that. You can emulate it, knowing you got to find your own path eventually, but you're seeing that they're doing something you want to do. You can do the same thing, and you can find your own way. And you can find tools and platforms and resources to better enable you. I don't know what you want to do. I don't know how you want to do it. Only you do. And knowing that you have the option and opportunity to do it now, I'm telling you, you can start. You can start making that transition, and it can start to be easier. Now, as this happens, feel free to ask for more advice, because I'm more than happy to share. I'm happy to talk to so many entrepreneurs, because I'm an entrepreneur and I love learning. I love helping. I'm more of a creator entrepreneur, a creative entrepreneur, so I could certainly provide advice in that direction. But I'm glad you asked, and I hope this, gets you started, or at least thinking the right direction. But if you're asking this question, I think you're ready to start making these steps. So I'm here, and I'm here for you, and I see you darn near every night on the Twitch stream starting around 6 p.m. or whenever that is for you in your part of the world. It's right around breakfast for you, but right around dinner for me. So Aveline, I wish you well. Okay, right under 10 minutes. Barely. Was that fair? Was it accurate, Aveline? Any other entrepreneurs in the group? Robin R., thank you for following just now. Just laid down tonight's advice. When finding a job, money does not make you happy. I prefer a job that I will enjoy more than a job that pays a lot. That's fair, Joshua. We kind of talked about that the other day. People shilling mugs and t-shirts are the worst. Like the new Fix 'em Dude shirts and mugs available now. Or Gen X. Used to be Gen X, now I'm Gen XL. I think that was a good t-shirt slogan. That was really well done. So Aveline, I try to make that advice. I think I have an inkling as to what it is that you were thinking about doing, but I didn't want to get too specific about it because this advice I feel is good general advice to give people. I mean, the bottom line is it's going to take work, and it could consume you. It could, and you got it. That's why I say you got to have a backup plan. If this happens, then that. If making sure you got enough runway, knowing that you can do it, knowing that your path is your own. I mean, there are a lot of truisms in what it is that I laid down without getting too deep into the weeds of entrepreneurialism. I mean, let me put it this way: I work for Intel. I do it on weekdays. I'm like, I got a 9 to 5, but I'm always thinking about that particular position. And that frees up my time so that come 6 o'clock, I have the bandwidth to stream on Twitch, right? I have the ability to do that. And so this is very much the content creation that I'm doing, whether it's 3D printing, and even though that's not really entrepreneurship, it's more the content creation around what it is that I'm doing. That's more the entrepreneurial aspect, or even the advice that I'm laying down. I've done videos in the past, but for years it's like I need to find something solid, something that I can kind of I can own, right? And advice is something I feel that I could own. And so that's really, that only came about because doing the Twitch stuff in the evening, it spurs on, my creative juices, gets them going, gets them flowing. And so it's very much tied into everything you see here, even though it's not exactly the same. Advice videos are not the same as farting around on Twitch. You do sell locally, but Fix 'em Dude, you want to branch out further, make it more available to everyone. Etsy's probably your best bet, although the fees will kill you. It's the best way to get to an audience that you can't otherwise get to. Commissions, opening yourself up to commissions. Selling, anywhere online. You can set up your own website, but the problem with setting up your own website is that works if people know who you are, and if you don't have a lot of notoriety. It's like you can set up your own video website, but people are going to go to YouTube, or people are going to go to Twitch. So that's why people go to Twitch and YouTube to publish their stuff, because there are more people looking. So it'll get you in front of a wider audience. But if you have a deep connection with people, then yeah. My recommendation certainly would be, continue to create and continue to put it out there and continue to participate. You could do a paint, like for me, I mean, what I do is not art. I don't consider it. It's creative. But like when I take the screen grab of me and crop out the background, I'm like, this is fun. And I think people could Photoshop it. So let me put it out there and then make a little hashtag, anybody seeing Chris, right? And people are having fun with it. And I mean, it's a part of entrepreneurship or entrepreneurialism in the sense that generates attention. That doesn't generate revenue. It doesn't generate clicks, but it's just like, it's fun. It's like, someone else might see it and they may catch on and it's just fun to do. It's a community builder, right? So, if there's an event that's happening and you do art on it, you could use a hashtag in relation to art and people, they can discover you that way. You participate in conversations, people discover you that way. So, I mean, there are many, 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 many things that you could do to tie into the conversation and grow past your own limited reach. And I'd say the same thing for me. There's a reason I use Twitter and TikTok and Twitch. I mean, because I only so many people know who I am, which is great. It's growth. Have I considered getting a new pet? Possibly, but you'd have to ask Diana. Okay, so it is now 7 o'clock, which means the push notifications should be going out soon. If they haven't already gone out. Discover by doing. How to find out if someone is interested in you. This was the question asked by the Canadian guy. What was the Canadian guy? Devon comes in once again. Things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday. Oh, that was the marriage advice one. Avaline French, another great video. Chris, communication done in understanding way is the key. Exactly. And now the new video. Let me go ahead and get everybody the link now that it is public. It is there's the push notification. Just went out from Discord. Say hi to Cassie. Is Cassie watching? Wondering where I mean, it's good to see she's getting comments on the new YouTube channel. It's good to see her there. Maxi Prime notes, had Essie for a while, but the fees drove me away. There's Big Cartel too, but it's like harder to reach unless there are people know you. That Paxi Prime, that's exactly what I was saying. Etsy will kill you with fees, but how much do you believe your art is worth? Charge what you believe it's worth. People will decide whether or not they're going to pay. Do commissions, but you have to be participating somewhere. People have to know where to find you. They got to know where to find you, and that's universal. That goes for everybody. It is possible. You just got to, but it's definitely a grind, right? So in that sense, finding a job or a position that allows you to pursue those passions and interests is going to bring you closer to succeeding as an independent. It's never been easier to do because of the tools, but that also means that other people are doing it, which makes it more challenging because attention is in short supply. So you got to remember that. And that's the same thing for content creators too. All right, the new channel content is up. Gonna pop over to YouTube. Here we go. Sesam comes in. Gregory Taylor coming in, as always, with the first comment. Tips on how to find out if someone is interested in you. Sesam, thank you so much. Appreciate your comment there. And then we also have the tweet went out. Very glad that went out. I've been doing better at scheduling this stuff. But that has now gone out. Although I think I want to change that title instead of 3 tips. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I want to change it to just tips, because I think I gave more than 3, and that way it's just like people search for tips. There we go. Gonna change a couple things. Just doing a little SEO. Popping back to comments, and we have I thought we had a couple more. There we go. Kurt Grosser coming in, saying, I think you'll know if she seems to have an invisible touch. She reaches in and grabs right hold of your heart. All right, now you're gonna have me thinking about a comment. There you go. There's your comment. Mark H and NC, even more importantly, how do I get across that I am not interested in someone? Hope they pick up on non-verbal cues. Just like I said in the video, like, some people can't pick up on a lot of that stuff. Devon comes in. Sometimes you got to hand up and shoot first. I just as soon kiss a Wookiee. A big fan comes in with his normal comment. I think he copied that to the clipboard. How about a 1-hour live video? I'm negotiating with big fan. Pezliz comes in with another comment. We're up to 6 comments now. I wish I could go back in time to junior high and get my friends to ask for me. That time has passed. So glad I took that chance some 30 some odd years ago. We've been together ever since. Success! Proof that it works. Can't do it if you don't try. That's the bottom line. So there's the new link. Thanks again for watching, for liking, commenting, subscribing to the new channel if you haven't already and you're interested in watching the advice videos. It's very appreciated. Incredibly appreciated. Because it's going to be a very... You want to talk about a slow climb? Avaline, I'm basically starting from scratch. Oh, Paxi, it will like you this time. And the reason why it will like you this time is because this is a different YouTube channel. This is a new one. I'm setting up specific for the advice stuff. Some of the advice I've already pushed out on the old channel. I believe Liz is going to try to, as soon as her internet starts cooperating, start transferring over to the new channel. So some nights we're going to take a look, or we're going to potentially even look at 2 advice videos. Because I think we're going to double up these videos here soon. If only because, like, I want to kind of get him... What is going on? Why does it keep doing this? Oh, that's why. It was flipping to a URL. I'm trying to... It's defaulting to another channel, seemingly. There you go. There you go, Paxi. I see it. I saw it. Where'd it go? Dude, I can see it on my frickin'... I saw it, literally. I just saw it a second ago. Never mind. I saw it a second ago on my, on the dashboard. It said, new comment. And I just saw it. It said Andrea. And I'm like, now it's gone. What the hell? Why is it doing that? It's not even held for review. It's just gone. Are you serious right now? This is horrible. I don't know why YouTube is doing this to me. Or specifically, I don't know why YouTube is doing this to you. There we go. Did that. There's Avaline, so I've got that. D. Randolph is here. Hello, D. Randolph. I am currently using your... I'm using a filament that I should use for lithophanes that I'm not using for lithophanes because I didn't have a... this is the white that I had open. It's kind of the milky white, the quarter white. Because I printed something else in quarter white before, so I wanted it to match. This is going to be a mini fridge. This is going to be a mini fridge for Jedi's one of Jedi's dollhouses. And so it needed to be the same white, even though she's got other accessories in that house that are white. I probably should have tried a different white. Because, like I said, this is more of a lithophane type of filament. Printed solid. There was a channel I followed who does cosplay stuff, and randomly all their videos from the last 10 years got deleted, and YouTube was like, shrug, oh well. Oh my god. That's horrible, dude. That's painful. You need to go to the relationship advice one? Give it a shot. I just recorded another one, too. Or I'm about to. Done a couple of them. A couple of those are, quote-unquote, in the can. No new comments yet. Oh, there we go. Cassie is there! Look at that! Cassie Lowe comes in and says, I also like Odo and Kira on DS9. Yes. I was a huge fan of Odo and Kira. I shipped them. It is scary to put yourself out there, and if you are rejected, it's important not to dwell. That prevents you from seeing other opportunities out there. Then again, I'm just a crazy cat lady. What do I know? Some people even start thanks to a dog. I think someone mentioned that even in the chat the other night. Bring a dog. Thank you for following Nathan Volt. Very appreciated. The new YouTube video is out in the new advice channel. Fixum Dude is losing points left and right. I guess you could ship Odo and Quark. Yeah. That would be someone you could ship. I shipped Dax and Worf. They basically have to start from scratch. They have a pretty great community, though. Huge impact on their finance. I bet, dude. Oh, I bet. That's horrible. Hey, David's climbing. Look at that. Huge. What a gamble. What a gamble. 50%. That's incredible. So much. Oh, a couple more Avaline French coming in. Brilliant, Chris. Your manner in which you give advice is so encouraging and such a gift. Thank you. I'm so glad. Thank you that you think that. And now, moving forward, thanks to Krusty, I'm keeping my advice videos, or attempting to keep the advice videos under 10 minutes. So this one, I think, was under 10 minutes. Dark Toy Lord comes in. You just gotta ask and find out. There were a few ladies in my past that I was interested in. Rather than just wondering about it day in and day out, I just asked. Didn't always work out the way I wanted, but at least I could finally stop wondering, accept it, and move on. Exactly. Don't waste your time. Avaline, by the way, this is the new YouTube channel. How does the YouTube algorithm feel about the... I don't know. Nick, I don't know, and I don't care. I know that as much as I really want to publish these videos in my old channel... It's just, I don't think that's ever going to happen. They're not going to go anywhere. And I don't want to waste the opportunity. I'm like, well, I feel a lot of the advice that I'm laying down has been good. People have been very appreciative. I feel I'm on point. I wouldn't, save these videos if I didn't think that they were worth saving. They're evergreen. Do algorithms have feelings? They might, but screw them. Screw them! You heard me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the algorithms. Why does it keep auto-completing to that? Stop! Stop, Flynn. I'm warning you. I need to get the video out on here. Oops. There's that. Now. And then I also have to download the MP3 of this video. So that I get it posted to the podcast. Algorithms, yeah, no doubt. All right, Chris, you stumped me. I have no idea what track you quoted. Can't place it in my head. Studio. She don't even know my name, but I bet she likes me just the same. Studio. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Whoa. Come on. Kurt, you have failed me for the last time. You only hate algorithms when they don't work in my favor. Algorithms never work in my favor. The only thing I'm doing in my classic YouTube video, or the classic YouTube channel now, is just posting these shorts. I'm like, well, I'm not going to spend hours and hours and hours on something that people aren't going to watch. I'm going to spend 15 seconds and then tweet it everywhere. Or post it Twitter and Facebook and Instagram stories and TikTok and LinkedIn and all that. Because I'm just not going to, bother otherwise. Like, there's no point. 15-second videos. That's all at this stage. The advice videos go in the new channel because I think they will stand up on their own. What will I do with the old channel? I just said what I would do. Chris published advice videos in both? No, that is a bad idea. That's why we're going to be transferring the ones that were done over to the new channel and just basically redo them. But Liz's internet has been poopy. Like the cereal I ate yesterday, that was poopy too. According to Jedi, right before we ate it, it was poopy. My girl wants to poopy all the time, poopy all the time, poopy all the time. We did not try the comic store today. It was not happening at all, unfortunately, because there was a lot of moving parts. Diana was doing a lot of stuff this morning, and then What happened? Diana and Jedi and my mom went out to the park. So it was kind of a packed day. It was very packed. Packed. Jam-packed. But not with jam. Do I think a comic book store will happen? I do. I really do. Trying to go to the comic store, they were all booked up. Oh! Well, Fix 'em Dude, or a big fan. What I might be able to do is do it on a lunch hour on a weekday rather than wait till the weekend. I don't know. I'm not sure which direction it's going to go. Well, we're getting to the top of the fridge here. We're at 88% with about 21 minutes left to go. Kind of missed those videos. Did you talk about the latest tech devices? I talk about the things that I get and that I need. So I'll talk about them then. That's funny, Liz. Thank you. I mentioned, thank you. I like it when people tag me on their stories because then I reshare them to my story. It's great. Well, the fridge is coming out nice. And I don't want to tell Jedi. I don't want to tell Diana or Jedi until I know it's going to work. Like I said, the filament is the big question. And even how the door turns out. Fun. She's going to be so happy. And it didn't cost anything. Right? Apart from time. And the filament that David very graciously sent. Will the door be on hinges or snap? TC Jamie, it's like this. That was my question for this particular print. It's got a top freezer, a bottom door, and it's like you got to use like a filament strand. But it didn't say the measurement of the filament strand. I mean, I guess I could have measured in the slicer. But yeah, my hope was that I would just take the white filament, slide it in, clip it off, and then, potentially melt it into place on the top and then the bottom. Well, actually, I couldn't do that because then it wouldn't twist very easily. But clip it off, certainly, so that it could swing. If that's the size. If that's the size it'll take. I don't know if that's going to work. The other thing that I want to do with it, because I'm just going to print it in this color, is the handles. I would as much as I would have wanted to have a different filament color, the doors have shelves in them, so I can't print them flat. I have to print them with supports, and I was having a problem printing it with the supports the way that it wanted to in the slicer, which was really weird. So I rotated it, and theoretically it'll print it'll print just fine. I'm not too worried about it. But then what I may end up doing is just taking a black marker. I'll like tape off, get the frog tape off, parts, and then, color the handles black or silver, right? And then she'll get it and she'll be like, oh my God, I 3D printed it for you. Oh my God, she'll be so happy. Coming in a couple weeks, I reviewed the iPhone 13. I might. I don't know if I'm going to review it, but I've been saying that I may very well be getting one, if only to replace the iPhone 8 that I have. It may be a law of diminishing returns, but is this a toddler-friendly stream? It mostly is, Dr. Swank. I am a big Star Wars fan, and I also have a daughter who's very often within earshot. Her name is Jedi. She is not here right now. I am 3D printing a refrigerator for one of her doll houses, and that's what I'm doing. Usually I'm 3D printing Star Wars stuff, like this little lightsaber, right? I did this the other day. It's not great. I don't know if I'm going to print another one of these. It had potential. You wonder if I can print a whole dollhouse? I'm sure you could if you had a big enough printer. Don't forget what you had to say about the rude thrifter. Oh, dark toilet. Yeah, there have been times, Dr. Swank, that I can be adult, but it's not. It's very rare, and it's not the norm. And I usually warn people. So, Dr. Swank, you are more than welcome here with a toddler. Especially when I show toys, like the new toys that I got. Does your toddler like Star Wars? Dr. Swank? Did we lose Dr. Swank already? Are they gone? Does the toddler like Star Wars? Paging Dr. Swank. Dr. Swank, you are needed at the chat prompt. Is the toddler... Did I lose you at Star Wars? She's 2 years old and has not seen Star Wars? What? Dude, I was taking Jedi? Yeah, she was watching, I don't know why. She, for some reason, Guardians of the Galaxy, she watched when she was an infant, still drinking out of bottles. Guardians of the Galaxy. She saw Star Wars. She doesn't remember any of it. She watched Rebels with me as an infant. She watched it. She hasn't watched it in years. She doesn't really watch a lot of that stuff now, unfortunately. You're using your Apple TV voice to speech, and it's awful. Oh, yes, it is, Dr. Swank. Yes, it is. It is awful. But yes, this is by and large a family-friendly stream for that very reason. I mean, I prefer to do it that way. There are times that we might raid an unfamily-friendly stream, because heaven knows I can be very quote-unquote family unfriendly, whatever that means. But generally don't do it here, especially if I know kids are watching. I will say this. I have dropped certain words in front of my kid, and it was really funny today when, just in the normal course of conversation, she slipped in a bomb and didn't think anything of it. And I had to congratulate her kind of because she did it within context. It was used properly. What was she talking about? Something like, I don't want the something beep oatmeal. I don't want bleep baby food, because she was eating oatmeal, right? And it looks like baby food. It was soft, and she went, I don't want bleep oatmeal, and she was being serious, right? She wasn't doing to get a rise out of us, but it was really funny. I'm like, I went over to Diana. I'm like, well, you know, she did use it properly. It's not like she just used it out of the blue. She's using it within context. And she's going to use it anyway when she grows up. I don't know. So, my family tends to be a little less pious about that. But when it comes to streaming, I'm very aware that other people have those kinds of boundaries. So, I understand. But it was great. It was really funny. I'm like... And then, of course, as soon as I was smiling and did this, like, Jedi knew what she did. She knew what she did. As soon, I'm like... Me? I would have been slapped. I would have had my mouth washed out with soap. Her? I'm laughing. She has no idea how lucky she has no idea how lucky she is. No idea. Yeah, do you know how many wooden spoons? There's a reason there's not a single wooden spoon in this house. Actually, we do have wooden spoons. But yeah, she broke... my mom broke many wooden spoons. There were some that were short. She's already swearing? Bleep! Yeah. DG776. She's growing. She's almost 7 years old. Your dad would have yelled at me and told you not to use that kind of bleeping language. Exactly. I don't know. I guess I'm not that concerned about it. I'd be more concerned if she was kicking puppies. That to me would be stepping over the line. But dropping an F-bomb, I'm like, there are worse things. But I'm a writer, right? I'm a little more liberal with my language. There are great many words to use, but that is a really good one that she's going to use anyway. Hearing a kid use stuff like that in the right context is incredibly funny, but I have to act like I'm upset. I can't hide my emotions. I can't. Like, she drops a bomb, and I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. She did not want any beep baby food, and I wish I would have been recording it at the time. It was funny, I saw, there was a video, where, I wish I could find it again, but some boy, a boy was like an older boy, it must have been 8, 9 years old, was at a table, and he said, blah, 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 and he dropped the bomb, the bleep, such and such, and his mom was recording a video, and she said, excuse me, and he said it again, he said, boop, such and such, he said it quieter, so he said the same thing again, and he dropped the bomb, but he said it quieter. So he thought his mom was mad at him because he yelled it. Not Oh. Let me tell you, there are a great many things I can be upset about. But my feeling is, as a parent, pick your battles. That's not one I'm willing to fight. Diana thinks, like, okay, let's not use that. There are many things that we could use. I think she's a bit more... Concerns is the wrong word, but, like, but it's not like she's clutching her pearls and going, It's like, it's fine. If you don't make it a thing, it's fine. I think it's great. I don't know, but I'm of the mindset, like, there are people who make very bad decisions and people who do very bad things to other people, and there are words that we've imbued meaning. You can't say that word, okay? Well, I understand when it's weighted, like if it's specifically like a word meant to denigrate someone, that's a difference. That's where I draw the line, right? And we're careful. We're very careful about using certain words here, like stupid. We don't like using that word. The problem is you can't keep her from watching shows. You can't keep her from listening to other kids. You can't. All you can do is teach her, okay, that's not really an appropriate use of the word, because that's not, it doesn't make someone feel good, right? That's just not, there are better words that we can use. But the F-bomb, I just don't find as offensive as, let's say, like her saying something like stupid. That to me is more offensive than the F word. It's just more offensive, patently more offensive. And so I will draw the line with those words, because again, they're meant to denigrate. I won't do that. We won't do that. Name calling. Nope. Sometimes though, I'll use the word, right? I'll say it and like, or shut up. We don't use shut up around here. Like, even with Wicked, I'm like, hush, hush. Wicked, hush. We don't use shut up. But sometimes, like, Diana will say something like, oh, and I'll go, shut up. Like, and then Jedi's like, you're not supposed to say that. Like, no, but I'm not telling her to shut up, but I'm like, just saying, I can't believe it. It's an expression. Stupid and dumb was only allowed for inanimate objects at our house as a kid. That's fair. I think that's fair. And I think that's the line that I would choose to draw. The 7 words are key to anyone's vocabulary. Yeah, so, I mean, there are many words out there that kids are going to use, and if you can teach them context, I think that's more like what I would want to do. Just give them the context. Okay, look, you can use the word, just understand what it means. Understand the context of it. And Jedi's getting better at she's asking really good questions. She's asking very good questions lately. Since she came back from Texas, it's just one question leads to another, and she knows I am just like, blah, 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 blah. Can't shut me up, right? So I said, Jedi, there's nothing wrong with the word. Just understand what it means when you use it. It may point out somebody else's flaws, and nobody likes, you don't want to hurt somebody else's, I don't think you want to hurt someone else's feeling, right? Do you? So as long as they understand the context of it, they get a better understanding so that it's not taboo. Because the last thing you want to do is introduce some kind of taboo, right? And then they just want it even more. Right? Only time you remember hearing my parents use the word stupid was when I was yelling at me for a bad report card. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'll call myself stupid. I'm like, I'm a special kind of stupid. But I am about ready to wrap things up. The fridge. We've got about 7 minutes. I'll let the fridge finish. And it looks like, I believe these hinges... Yeah, that's a 1.75. That should work. Awesome. This is going to work. I hope the supports tomorrow are okay. Oh, this is perfect. Oh my god, she's just going to freak. Paramount Pictures presents The Freak. This movie won't just scare you, it will boop you up for life. Who do we have for a raid target? We were going to do Amish Ace last night or the night before, and I totally slept on it. Oops, my bad. Big Jano! We're raiding Big Jano, because we never get to raid Big Jano. And he is starting. Oh, this is perfect. Look at that. Big Jano. We're raiding Big Jano. Shout out to Big Jano. He's raided me so many times, I never have an opportunity to return the favor. Is the timer in the corner for the print job? I think so. It's close to the print job, so it may be about, 14 minutes is a little off. But it's pretty close. We're at 96%, 6 minutes left. Rather than use filament for the hinge, use pieces of a fat paperclip will hold up better as a toy. Yeah, but it's perfect for a 1.75. I don't know if I've got a thick paperclip like that that'll work without sticking out. Another thing I want to try to do is clip the top and the bottom, and then use the lighter to kind of melt the top and bottom end of it. So hopefully it sticks in there and it doesn't slide out. That's what I'm thinking, and it shouldn't glue it to the, it would. How else could I do that? How could I make sure that it doesn't slide out? I don't know. We'll see how tight it is. We'll see how tight the fit is. And it looks like it's going to finish that. I think it's the right gauge. Let me put it this way. I'm planning on it being the right gauge because I don't have anything thicker than 1.75. You're not a fan of cursing yourself, but to each his own. Checking the YouTube video for new comments. Indeed, 2 new comments. Fix 'em, dude. Coming in. Another great one, Chris Perillo. Sometimes you just have to put yourself out there to achieve something big. You may crash and burn, but at least you know one way or another and can move forward either way. Love is out there to be found. And again, the new YouTube video is up and out, so I appreciate all the comments. Everything y'all are commenting. If you subscribe, watching it all the way through, thank you very much, even at 2 speed. Fram Dog comes in, good advice, thanks Chris. It can be scary for me, but what's the worst that can happen, right? Exactly. It's exactly right. And again, the details here. Here's the link to the video if you've not already watched it. I think most of you have, because I've seen a lot of you comment on it. And subscribe to the new YouTube channel. That's always appreciated. Very appreciated. We are up to 163 subscribers now, which is great. Good start. Good start to a YouTube channel. Did I see your reply? I don't know if I saw your reply yet. Hello, Digital Dark Knight. New YouTube video and the new YouTube channel has gone up. That is the advice video. Let me see. Do I have a piece of filament I could use for a test? We're gonna be rating Big Jano tonight. Okay, this will work for a test. And I'm gonna be eating an Impossible Burger. Although we're not eating the full, we're eating the burger, the patty. We're just not having bread. Number 1, white bread, like a lot of the buns, can spike your blood sugar. 2, it's extraneous calories. And 3, because what it is that I'm eating, Jedi's going to want to eat. So everybody's basically got to eat the same thing in order for it to be equitable, right? Someone may have more because they have a bigger body. We've talked about that being science. But I didn't want someone to have one thing and the other person couldn't have another. You know what I'm saying? So everyone seems to be in agreement on that, at least for now. Hopefully it sticks. We shall see. Tomorrow's Monday. Nothing worse than a Monday. I concur. Monday. Oh, Monday. It's going to be filled with fun. Got a few things that I need to do tomorrow. Not stressful. I'm going to run down a brief list of things that I need to do. Could you imagine someone who actually likes Monday? There were times that I didn't mind a Monday, but it was different. It was different for me. Next Monday's a holiday there. Oh, man. Lucky dog. Got tomorrow off. Oh, going to the beach. Oh, why would you do that? No. Monday's a doctor appointment day. Oh, Digital Dark Knight. That's exactly the same for Jedi. Jedi's got an eye appointment, which is good. We're going to see how well she's been adjusting to her glasses. So this is her 6-month appointment or whatever it is. So she's gonna be doing that tomorrow. Sunday nights are almost as bad as Mondays because they're so close to the Monday. Because the wife says so. That's why I go. Well, that's important. See, I'm the opposite. I'm the one who kind of pushes Diana to do that. I don't know. I'm not saying that's a traditional role from a husband or a wife, but I tend to be the one who tries to keep schedules and calendars and making sure things are happening, especially with Jedi. Yeah, I believe that's the right size for this. Getting it to go all the way through is going to be fun. Where do you find a thick paper clip like that? A 1.75 millimeter gauge paper clip. That just seems to be weird, but we've got 1 minute left on the print. Tomorrow we'll be printing a door. I'll probably have printed the freezer door by the time you watch, so that way the second freezer door that comes in, we can kind of get it done and off, and then we can hand it to Jedi, potentially live on stream. Your Monday's going great. Awesome, Aveline. Glad to hear it. You're going into it for a surgery consult. Oh, Digital Dark Knight, I wish you luck. Parents are handling eating vegans at the moment. Oh, they're fine. Dad likes vegetables. They both know that it's fine. The only thing is, even Mom, she was respectful enough. She said, well, what would it be okay if we ate real hamburger or real meat and you have the Impossible? I'm like, no, because then Jedi's going to want that. And I don't want to deal with it. If I can help it, I don't want to deal with it. So this is going to cool a tiny bit before I take it off. I'm going to try to rotate this back here and stick it in. Oh no. This is going to be harder than I thought. Is it going to go in? Oh yeah, it'll go in. It'll be in when I get the door, it'll be in alignment. Yeah. Oh, it's tight. Krusty, that's tight. Yeah, this will work out really well. Oh boy, is it gonna go in? There we go. Look. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, and it's tight too. That is very tight. So I'm gonna print tomorrow. I'm gonna do the. I wonder if I should do that tonight. And then print the door, the small freezer door tomorrow. Yeah, maybe I'll do that, because then I can paint it tonight or tomorrow morning and then give it to her on the stream tomorrow. So it looks like it worked. Success all hinges on that going in. I know it does, Fix'em Dude. That dad joke was it. It was a successful dad joke. You're handy when it comes to dad jokes. Seriously, Fix'em Dude, he's got me beat. Okay, so oh, there we go. I had pre-sliced the big door earlier. This is going to take a couple of hours. And I pre-sliced it earlier because I was like, okay, I knew I was going to do it. So tomorrow, for the print, it's going to be the freezer door. And it's not that, it's not that big. It's just small. But she's got like these miniature food things. And then the doors also, the freezer door and the other door on the fridge door, they both have shelves. I think the freezer door has a shelf. So that works. Awesome. Oh my god. This is really cool. And it's 3D printed. It's so cool. You can see it's like it's not a solid white. It's kind of translucent in the back. But you know, it's going to be up against something. And it's going to have items inside. So yeah, you can definitely see that it was made for the filament was made for a lithophane. But you know, with the freezer door on and whatnot, it should all be good. Theoretically. Well, we're doing it anyway, so it is what it is. Alright, refrigerator door. It's going to take about 2 hours and 32 minutes with supports. We're going to raid Big Jano, everyone. Assuming that he has started. No new comments on the new video, so... Here we go, Big Jano. He's going. He's hanging out. We've rated him before, I think, but it's been a while. Shout out to Big Jano. Here we go. We're going to get ready to raid. Get your Perillo Raider emotes ready. I love you. I appreciate you, but at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices, and may the Force be with you always. Really appreciate all the support that you've given. Thank you for watching all the videos, the advice videos when they go live on the new YouTube channel, the shorts that I've been posting everywhere. Not my shorts. I really don't wear shorts. You don't want to see my white, hairy legs. But thank you once again for all your support. The Perillo Raider emotes are ready. We're going to be Tusken raiding Big Jano on the Sunday evening. Hope you had a good weekend, everybody. Have a good week. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Tusken raiding Big Jano in 3, 2, 1. Why do I always close that tab? There we go. I can barely hear him. Oh, his webcam. Woo! Wait, he still hasn't done it. He still hasn't upgraded his camera.